Vanderbilt, Notre Dame. Everyone's talking about it. Interesting game. Joe Gavassi, what's your take on it?
Staying with your lead in there, Peter, I have decided to make this game my faux or faux real game of the week. It's the handicapper's conundrum game in which I can look at either side of the coin and decide whether one team is faux, phony, or faux real, such as these Vanderbilt Commodores are this season. Off to a solid start against what some consider to be mediocre competition, I think Middle Tennessee State and Nevada are going to finish in the upper echelons of their respective conferences and make it to a bowl. Vanderbilt 2-0 straight up and against the spread, but not by small margins, covering by a combined total of 43 points. Most of this is because of dominance at the point of attack, and you know from listening to my analysis of college football games, that's where I love to go. They're outrushing these opponents by an average of 187 to 75 yards. Quarterback Scherner is doing his part with 67% completion of his passes, and the running slants of Vaughn, the Illinois transfer, is chipping in as well. Key technical issue here is that Vanderbilt is 10-2 against the spread against non-conference teams of SBS nature. Notre Dame was good for us last week in a letdown spot against Ball State. Ball State easily covered the 26 points. Question here whether Notre Dame is motivated enough to get the blowout today or not. I say that ain't going to happen against the Vanderbilt team who is faux real. We're taking Vandy plus the 14.
All right, plus 14, minus 106. Now let's go to Ian Cameron. Ian Cameron, my partner in the Low Shack in the Bag shows, also took Vanderbilt as an official pick. He got it at 14.5. 14.5 is not available right now. The line is plus 14. Very tempting to think that Vanderbilt is looking like, a great version of themselves this year. They do have a history of struggling with running quarterbacks, which of course is what Notre Dame features. And we have seen, Vanderbilt get off to a great starts in the season and then wilt against the heavier hitters that they face later on. What's your take on this one, if any?
I'm right there with Joe and with your pal Jimmy. I mean, I got to look at Vanderbilt plus the points here. When I look at this Vanderbilt team, I look at Kyle Shermer, a very capable quarterback, a guy that to me so far this season has improved at that quarterback spot. You look at what they did defensively as well last week against a good Nevada offense. I mean, Ty Ganji and that Nevada Wolfpack offense should be pretty solid this season. Vanderbilt completely shut them down on the defensive side of the football, played an outstanding game there, neutralized him. And Notre Dame, you got to be able to score points and be efficient offensively to cover these kind of numbers. I'm still not convinced we get that week in, week out from Brandon Wimbush at the quarterback spot. You look at them last week against Ball State. They struggled to move the line of scrimmage offensively against a MAC squad, okay? That is at home. That's a concern. Obviously, a little letdown, I understand, from the Michigan game, but that's a concern in terms of the matchup here. Vanderbilt can go on the road and hang. You got to love their defensive numbers in terms of yards per play allowed. They're only giving up 2.5 yards per carry on the ground. That's very impressive. That's what I like to see out of my road underdogs. I think Vanderbilt can hang in this game as well, and I'll take them and make it official at plus 14 with the Commodores.
Wow, plus 14, minus 106. All right, and Ian Cameron, what's your thought on the total? Some people in the Low Shack in the Bag Show comment section have suggested that the under might be a good play. That's kind of the way I'm thinking as well. We know that Vanderbilt, is a run-first offense. As you said, they're strong defensively this year so far, was what we've seen on the field. They do have a history of not dealing well with quarterbacks of the type that Wimbush is. What's your take on the under?
I lean under, but I'm not going to get there, Peter, for one reason. There's a big play weapon in this receiving core for Vanderbilt. He's been phenomenal. Khalil Lipscomb. This guy has been absolutely sensational so far. 145 receiving yards, 3 touchdown catches already. Shermer's got a great rapport and chemistry already with this guy, and Notre Dame does have, I think, a little bit of a weakness in the secondary. Watch out for that maybe being a little bit of a connection that works for Vanderbilt in this game.
All right, Ian Cameron and Joe Gavassi from JoeGavassiSports.com, both making Vanderbilt plus 14, minus 106 an official play. Jimmy the Bag, of course, made Vanderbilt plus 14.5 earlier in the week, an official play.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.